the Club at A Legend series. This will be the last one for 2021, and it will be a cracker. We are in the presence of royalty. The king, Buttsy, is the king. We are talking tonight to one of the greatest all-time players and characters of the club. He's been referenced in many episodes throughout the series, this bloke, and why not? I think he's got a League B and F. He's been named in the VAFA's double team of the double decade, whatever Dave Winlay put together. And I'm sure he holds the record for the most goals in a game. And he's a media superstar. Channel 7 News did a feature on this guy, which we'll hear more about shortly. But there's all good reason for that because he is the king. And we are going to have a chat tonight to a genuine superstar of our club. And it's time to welcome to the series, ring-a-ding-ding, Butsy's the king, David Butterworth. Welcome to the series, mate.
Oh, thanks for having me, mate. What an introduction. I've never had that before, but no, glad to be here.
Mate, it's good. It's good. So there's a lot of people excited about you coming onto the series tonight. Are you excited about the chat ahead?
Yeah, I am. I am hesitant, but yeah, I am. I think it was a great period in all of our lives and so many stories.
So many stories. And I think we'll get a few covered off through this one, I reckon, mate, because I was thinking about putting this together. You've been central to a lot of big things that have happened on field, off field, and I reckon this is going to be a great one for a lot of people to enjoy, I reckon.
Yeah, there was a few. There was a few over the years, but it was a tremendous 10 years. Like I look back and I just laugh, and that's what you want to get out of life. So yeah, it's been great.
Yeah. So let's go right back to the start, mate. Your first game was for the Paran Two Blues under lights, Victoria Park, right? You must have thought, Friday night under lights, your first game. So you're thinking, this must be a professional outfit. These guys must be good.
Well, let's predate that. I mean, I was asked down by, I think it was Cougs and Kane to come down and just watch. And I come down and think, I just wasn't, into footy, and I just wanted to have a kick. Anyway, I'm down there and I'm watching you guys, and I see this guy on the boundary line. He'd taken a mark or something had happened, and he's lining up for goal. And then suddenly I've seen someone come over and pull his pants down. And no joke, I'm serious. He has gone back and he's gone, and then he's flicked the pants off, and he's in his underdacks lining up for goal. And I'm going, what the hell is going on here? Anyway, he lines back, and I think it might have been Ruben.
Ruben dropped the Dax, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm just going, oh, this is my club. This is my club. So then moving forward, obviously coming down, went down to Victoria Park, and, I was sort of semi-serious at the time, and I'm in the club rooms and I'm bouncing the ball, I'm pulling my socks up, and I'm going, geez, I'm going to have a bloody good game, and everyone's getting all excited, and I don't think they were getting excited about the football, mind you, but I was, and the seriousness, and I had the ball in the hand, and then I look up to my left.
Careful.
Yeah, no, I'll be very careful, folks. Don't worry about that. And then I see this bloke coming down the stairwell with a boombox on his shoulder, preceded by something else coming down, and I suddenly realised, Jesus Christ. I threw the ball to the side, I get to the front, and it was very entertaining. And the cabaret show that you put on for the 50 gamers and the 100 gamers was very good.
Your first game?
First game.
And your first game? It's the cabaret show for your first game?
Yeah, the 50, 100 game highlights were very good. So that's when I knew I was at home.
That's right. Funny enough, so that's exactly right. But coming back to your previous story about the dacking of the shorts, the bloke who got dacked was a fella named John Beveridge. His brother coached in the grand final.
Are you serious?
Brother of.
I didn't know that. There you go. I just had Ruben as, I thought it was Ruben.
Ruben dropped the Dax, but Bevo had the shot at goal.
It was Bevo.
Yeah, so if you ever met Luke Beveridge in your life, tell him you Saw his brother do that.
No. I've been to Bevo with Bevo over in the United States with the golf.
Yep,
So
over at the Masters.
There you go.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. So that's part of the history. So let's get to you as a player, Buttsy. You these days you'd be termed as a power forward. In your mind, what were your strengths, mate?
Oh, I didn't believe I had strengths, but probably the one thing was I'd look at my opposition and I'd just say, well, you're in trouble here, pal. I'd try and run them off my feet, run them off their feet. And it was probably more the marking than anything. And I just felt like I could go from one side to another and find space and read the play. But I always looked at my opposition and said, well, you're stuffed. So that's probably the only thing I do remember. Yeah.
Yeah, because your marking was outstanding, mate. And your shot for goal was good, but your marking was just next level. But it's probably an underrated fact about your running capability too. I don't know if people realise how good a runner you were.
Sorry, I may have had a couple today, by the way.
That's all right. We've both been holding back. You and I know that. Let's pull the brakes on, didn't we, both? That's all good, mate.
It was probably that. And I had a self-belief in the early stages. I just didn't have that killer instinct, which is what goes with a really good player.
Yeah. But if you had that, mate, you would have probably played footy with us. So we're happy you didn't have that. But that's okay. But throughout your playing career, Butts, you had a real strong likeness to a very strong or a well-known footballer from North Melbourne, the King, the Duck himself. It was your look. So you looked like him. Your football style was like it, the way you took your marks, the way you kicked goals. It was a big thing. It was a big part of your footy career, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's funny they're now saying I look like David King, but anyway, I don't know what's happened there. It was in the early days. It played a part in a lot of my life, and he was so big in town that when I was going out, I was getting free drinks. I was, it was unbelievable. So much so I think one of the trips to Shepparton, I forget who it was. It might have been Store or someone, but the music stopped, and I remember playing pool, and I'm there and around all the blokes, and I'm into the DJ, getting up. Oh, we just like to welcome our special main guest, Mr. Wayne Carey, and I'm going, Jesus, he's here? Gosh, bloody hell. And then I'm suddenly realising, oh, God, oh, no. And seriously, I've never witnessed anything. And I'm going, no, I'm going to tell everyone I'm not. And anyway, people are coming up and I'm signing autographs. And I'm going, no, I'm not part of this. I'm not part of this. And then suddenly I go to right, who wants a beer? I'm going to go buy a beer. I've got to get out of this. I go up to the bar and I go, listen, can I have 12 beers, two, spirits, this, that, and the other? How much is that? And they go, no, it's on the house for you. Oh, shit, I'm playing this. Don't worry about that. So it was fantastic. But then there was the other side to it when obviously what happened with him and his ex-wife and the Matthew Flinders. I'll never forget it. I was there and it was the Irish Day. What's the Irish Day? The green.
Patrick's?
Yep. I'm ordering beers and some bloke, he would have been all of 78 years of age, come up and said, you dirty dog. What do you think you're doing? How dare you do? I go, what do you mean? I can't believe you do that to your missus. I said, I'm not Wayne Carey. And that's probably the first time I've said, I'm not Wayne Carey, because previous to that, I was Wayne Carey. And yeah, I've gone, holy crap, imagine what they do actually go through. So it was funny.
Didn't you meet him in a pub one?
Yeah. Met him in pub. I met him in my retail store as well. And Di Cummings was my main salesperson, coming out the back, and I was with the bank manager, and she goes, you got to come. I said, Di, you just got to come. And she took me out the front, and as I'm going out, I'm going, oh, shit, Wayne Carey. God, Di, And he goes, "Oh yeah, I've been told about you." Yeah, g'day, mate. How are you? Yeah, I was a bit of belly on me, but yeah, nice guy. Nice guy.
Yeah, good. But it's funny because I remember back in the day, you'd tell people, say, this guy looks like Wayne Carey and he plays like Wayne Carey, because the similarities, as I said, in your playing style was remarkable. And they sort of go, yeah. And then they'd watch you and they'd all go, oh my God, I've heard about it. Now I've seen it. Now I believe it. That is just, uncanny, the similarity to his style.
Yeah. I didn't base it on anyone. He was a magnificent. He was actually a magnificent player, probably the best that's ever played. But I did always place an emphasis on my marking, my gut running, and all that type of thing. And yeah, so there were similarities. And Hutchie come down and played on that. But anyway,
he did. That was the next question. So the Channel 7, so references to the start. So Channel 7 News, Hutchie, came down to the story at you on one of our home games.
Yeah. I wasn't too keen on it, but, I ended up doing it, and he interviewed me, and, when he goes prior, obviously it blew up with Wayne. And when he goes with an advert, is this the king or the court jester? You're in a bit of trouble. And it had a bit of play, which was good. But
mate. Well, because it was significant, because that was right at the time that he just stuffed up with Kelly Stevens and just done that. So they've talked about Wayne Carey's gone into hiding, but we've found a guy who looks exactly like him in suburban Melbourne.
Yeah.
It was big news. Big news.
It was. And it played, and it sort of went viral, which wasn't viral back then as opposed to these days. But definitely the phone went off the hook, and had a bit of fun with it.
Well, there you go. Enough said. Enough said. All right. So that's good. So hit me with some of your favourite memories, Butts, as a player. Some of the things that stand out that you look back on and say, I love that about when
I just think I think the reason I fell in love with the club was the boys. There's no doubt about it. It's just the camaraderie, getting together. And at that time, I was single and a freaking nightmare until the age of 31. And that was my belonging, to be with you guys, because I had a set of friends out of school, but I wasn't serious about the sport. Like, it's jack of all trades, master of none, and I just looked at these guys and go, I'm going to latch onto them. And I had so much fun. So that was probably first and foremost. And then I think the football played a part after that. And it's not until you go through a few grand finals and I think you as coach, that probably hit me the hardest, that loss, and we'll obviously may touch on that later. But probably that more so than anything. And then you just got your individual highlights on the field, and there's so many of them. It's not funny, you hear the stories of you guys lining up on halfback flank, and I think it was
Braveheart,
a lot of things, and parties.
Good fun.
And I must admit, I probably pertained to too many of them, to be quite honest.
Probably not enough, mate. Not enough, some would say. Terry Lucas might say not enough.
I have no doubt.
I'll come back to your phrase before about jack of all trades, master of none. Oh, that's been a bit harsh on yourself. I mean, we all left the footy and played cricket together, didn't we? Over at Middle Park, we had a bit of fun over there, and funny enough, you had an amazing likeness to Dennis Lilly when you bowled. There's something in all of this we've got to see that, but yeah, in terms of you being a master of none, I mean, you were the second best batsman that ever played in that club.
Well, first in finals. There's no doubt about it. I mean, when you look at the chips are down, you've got to look at those averages and all that type. And I carried you through the first final, even though I wasn't there. But there was 3 premierships. I wasn't part of one, which was the first.
Yeah, 3 for us, 2 for you.
Yeah. Well, I got you the first one, and the shoulders were very, very heavy at that stage. We'll argue that later.
Well, yeah, that's right. But all I do is look at the stats, mate. Total runs, averages, batting average, trophies. They sort of Evan Howie beat you, I think, one year. That was a bit of a disgrace, wasn't it?
Yeah, Life's not worth living if he beats me in bloody averages.
Yeah, anyway. That's a worry. So one of the memories that stuck out for me, Butts, in your playing career was last round, 2005.
Jesus.
Right, we're playing Old Brighton at home, and you weren't going to play the game. The story has it that Jason Storer has rung you. He's in a supermarket somewhere. He's rung you and said, "Buttsy, come on down and play. Come on down and play."
Yeah.
You remember the day?
Yeah, I do. And it's funny. I think I got to a position where I just wasn't enjoying it, or something along those lines. It was never, I want them to call me to play or anything like that. And I just struggled at certain stages, and obviously where I was working with at Dixie, and it was just tiring. It was really tiring. And so, he called me, and I'd had trouble with me bloody freaking shoulders. And I did turn up to that day, and it was very interesting. We were playing witches' hats, mind you. Don't worry about that. But so my shoulder was playing up, and they taped it up, and I think I'd come on halfway through the first quarter, and I think I kicked about 2 or something like that. You might be more attuned to this, but it just panned out that I think I kicked 16 goals, something, and it added up to 99 points.
Yep.
So all I needed to do was kick one more point, and it would have been 100 points. But I went back and boasted to my boss, and he says, "Yeah, you were playing witches' hats." So, but it was a good day. Really good.
That's it, mate. 16 goals, 3. And so how the story went is you did start on the bench because you were worried about your shoulder. We taped it up, and you're like a dog that's got a cone on his head or something. You're trying to chew at it. You're trying to get it off. You got it off as quick as you could. And I think my memory is that, lucky enough, Cougar got himself injured. He's 2 goals in the first couple of minutes, and he hurt his ankle. He's off. So I left the forward line open for you. And so you started on the bench, and you've been hard on yourself by saying, I could have kicked one more point. You kicked the last goal with your shoulder hanging out down here somewhere. It was out of place. And you kicked your last goal. Yeah. 16-3 is a pretty good effort, mate.
Yeah, the shoulder was playing up, and in the last couple of years, it was really, really ordinary. It'd just pop back in. And it was a fun day. And, we went out that night and we saw, what was it, Lenny Hayes in the toilet. Remember that? And I think you can't remember this.
No.
You said, oh, my mate's kicked 16-3. And he goes, so what? He walked off.
Yeah, everyone thinks he's funny. Yeah. So, I don't remember that bit. But anyway, it's a big night for you. And the good part about when you have a big day out, I reckon, is one of the highlights is when you see the record the next week and you say, let's have a look at what's what they've said about it. I reckon that's one of the special things when you have a great day. So I'd like to see what Norm Nugent would say. So I've found it here, Butts. So you might have a look. So if I can just see with my cursor middle down here, there's Norm up in the corner. So here we are. So you've kicked 16 this day, but here it says Paran. Yeah, we should have your name somewhere, but just failed in a desperate effort to regain second place when they held Old Brighton goalless and won by 235 points. All right, well, there's no mention of you in there. I would have thought you'd get a mention for 16. So let's go to the next page. And here we are just in the middle again. Butterworth 16, yep. So it made it in, but not good enough for Norm to talk about it. But surely you would have got best, and that's the best thing. So best, Cartledge. He went off in the first quarter. Fung, Storer, Farrell, Scott, Kitchen, Erickson, Butterworth. What are you, 8 for best? 16 goals. Oh, gee whiz.
That is hilarious.
236, 2 points. So we snuck home that day. So if you look up here, this other score at the top, St Kevin's Uni Blues, right?
Yeah.
They that score, so 6 goals, 7 goals, 9 goals. So the story went that a couple of their players came down to watch us play because they were in second by percentage over us in third. And what Norm referenced was we just missed out on the double chance because a couple of their players came down just to check it out and they saw our score, we're in 200s, and they've rung the match and said, don't rest, blokes, get out there. We're about to lose second place. So they've put all their players back on the ground and they've tried to finish strong and just got in by nothing of a percent. So to get double chance, and they went on won the premiership that year.
Yeah.
Evans too. So yeah, that was I laughed at that. I know the day it happened and I thought, what did Norm say?
That is amazing. That is amazing. Cartledge does it again.
Cartledge, 2 goals, 6 minutes of play, and he gets best on. Oh, funny stuff, mate. You mentioned your shoulders. Tell us about those in a bit of depth. You've had a lot of trouble with them over time, haven't you?
Yeah. Look, I think I did it back in Bentley when I was playing with Bentley, and I just have a looseness to it, so I can pull them out now. So they're just loose. So it's been troublesome, but they're troublesome when you're in a massage chair, sitting back, nice and relaxed, and then you get up and it's out and you can't get out of the massage chair. So you're in a bit of trouble. So yeah, they've been ordinary, and I'm starting to feel the effects now.
Yeah, no doubt. And sneezing was a problem for you too, wasn't it?
Yeah, sneezing. And, oh, Jesus Christ,
And both shoulders?
Hey, no, one a go, and yeah. So they're just loose. They're just loose. You can pull them out, and so yeah.
Yeah, it was always, and all of our teammates, mate, would all just remember the moments where they just see you just go to the ground, they just see you hop up like that and go, and everyone's heart sunk for you. They just say, "Oh shit, he's done it again," because it was so frequent, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was bloody ordinary, but yeah, got through the game, so it's amazing.
Yeah, mate, you referenced the 2006 grand final before quickly. What are your memories of that day? That was you played a blinder that day. Hang on.
Yeah.
What is a blinder? Okay, so you referenced that so you played a blinder that day and played really well. What memory of that day?
Yeah, I'm so passionate about Carlton, and Terry, I'm part of a WhatsApp group, and we're so passionate, and we want the team to do really well. They're paid well, and all that type of thing. And I think we were a group of misfits that just loved playing footy. But I think we got to a stage where we were playing pretty good football, and even my dad come down to that game, and he says the standard is unbelievable. What we created was unbelievable. We just had that one team that was a nemesis. What I do remember that day is we gave it our all, and I think we were in the right position to take it away. I think we got 13 points up or something like that. I can't remember what it was, but I remember kicking a goal on the boundary line, and I knew I was going to kick it, and I could only see daylight. I just knew I was going to kick it. I just said, right, we're going to take this game away from them. And the ball went, and then it went on the side, and then it come back in the other way. I'll never forget it. Honestly, it's imprinted into my brain. And I've gone, holy shit, that went through. Holy shit, just gone 13 points up. And then I think we come out of the centre again, and I think it was Kitchie. And I was streaming up, I know I was on song at that stage.
And go, yeah.
And what happened, it went over the head and all that type of thing, and it got rebounded. And I must admit, I was shattered. I've never been shattered about football. I take it, but I must admit, I shed a tear, and my parents were there, and that's probably the only time I've really been shattered in my sporting career.
Yeah. It hurt a lot of us because I think we'd had times in grand finals against those guys, and we thought, well, if everything works our way, we might be a chance. That day, because we'd won through second semi straight into the grand final, we'd outplayed them beautifully in the second semi. We thought, all right, well, here we are. And we just had that one bad quarter. We just put everything down, but everything else was just perfect around it. We're just about there. We just about broke them. That kick had a hit gone through as you thought it was going.
I just feel we just struggled on that big ground. we were a bit wanting. And that's not a criticism on anyone whatsoever.
Not the coach, yeah.
Yeah. And I must admit, I was shattered. And I didn't really take my football too seriously. But that day I went, holy shit, we nearly pulled it off. Yeah. And I personally, I don't think you would have seen the level of skill. I don't know what it's like now, but that skill back in those Club 18 days, pretty good.
Yeah, it was sharp. So Dave Windlow referenced it in his episode when I spoke to him, umpire Dave Windlow, and he said part of where the Club 18 fell apart because they said the standard was too good that day, and a grand final a year or two later, they said it was just the league bosses are looking, going, nah, this isn't what this should be. These guys should be playing up higher. So they dissolved it effectively soon after.
Right, okay.
Yeah. And but it was just a shame because it sort of took away the whole atmosphere of what the Club 18 was all about. Like you come, go, have fun with your mates, but the football just got better and better every year as it went.
It was amazing. And that's people like us that just enjoy, mateship and and good at our trade.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. We're going to just park the on-field action for a bit now, Buttsy. There was an end-of-season trip in Byron Bay. It hurts me to bring this question up, but I have to bring this question up. And you instigated one of the greatest stings of all time that changed the way that everyone drank beer forever. Tell us about that.
Oh, well, I'll never forget it. I must admit, I may have two glasses here, and I might have to reenact the early parts of the day. And if you don't mind, Deeks, I'll just put myself here. Now, I'm a method actor.
This is new levels.
Right, yeah, method actor. Actually, the other side, that's where Gary was, over here.
Yeah, right.
And I'm sitting at the bar. I'd realised there was a gag, and I just said to the barman, two beers. He brought over 2 beers. If you can, I'll just...
Yeah, a bit lower. Carefully, how many you show what you've had today.
You can see I'm a bit of an alcoholic, by the way. Anyway, I said, can you just get me 2 beers? And I'm going, geez, Anyway.
This is good, Butts. This is good.
You like it? Yeah, not bad. Anyway, I'm here all alone. And then Gary comes up beside where you are, because I'm a method actor.
Yeah.
And g'day, mate. How are you, mate? You going well, mate? Oh, yeah. And I go, yeah, good, mate. Can you just stay there? Just keep an eye out, will you? And anyway, the barman's pouring some beers, right? I'm going, now, shut up, will you, Gary? All right, I'm going to, I'm playing a joke. And he's going, oh, really, mate? Can I be part of it, mate? Yeah, no worries, mate. Yeah. Anyway, so I've gone, oh, it's a bloody great joke. Anyway.
Beautiful beers too, by the way.
Oh, you like that?
They're beautiful.
Like
yeah, look at those. Yeah.
Yeah, great, yeah. So I'm standing there and he's chatting away, and I've got you blokes in the background. I go, now, what I've got to do is, and I pick out of my pocket, I go like this, I got this, right? Anyway, the barman...
Will you show the label to everyone knows what it is, but the label, turn that around for me.
The blue dye.
Oh, the Queen's blue, that's the best, isn't it?
Right. And I've pulled this out, and the barman's seen me. He's come home, he says, mate, and I go, and I think Rohypnol or whatever it was a very good thing at the time. I said, it's all right, mate, it's all right. We're playing a gag on our mates over there, and Josie's going, yeah, mate, yeah, okay, all right. I'm going, okay, all right. Now what we do is we pour this in, right? We pour it in there. Now, Josie, what we do is I put my finger in there, And I'm going, no, that's not supposed to be like that. Holy Jesus Christ. I go like this. I go, oh, what the hell? And I'm standing there, I'm sitting there going, what is going? And I've got blue all over me. I'm going, oh.
Can you hold the glass up for us a little bit higher?
I said, Juzzy, can you keep an eye out? Hey, mate, can you? He goes, what are you doing? I go, just take these away, will you? And I've got blue all over my hands, as you can see.
Yeah.
And I'm going, oh, God, that didn't work. Shit. Bloody hell. Anyway, I've just got to go wash my hands, by the way. Just hang on 1 second.
Oh, hang on. Hang on. Jesus Christ. Let me know I can pause the thing. That's not going to come up in a wash, but you know, that takes ages.
Yeah, I know.
That's 10 minutes of washing.
Anyway.
You know that by now.
As you can see.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work straight away.
Right. So I've got two. He's gone and tipped them down the sink.
Can you just hold one of those up to the camera, mate, for me? Because we haven't quite got a real good look at how that, yeah, there you go. That's what that beer's doing. Yep, gotcha.
Right. So I'm honestly shitting myself. I've gone to the toilet. I've got blue all over me. I'm going, it hasn't worked. It hasn't worked. I've got my gag. Because I'd really built myself on this. Right. I built my reputation on this, everything. Right. Yeah. Anyway, so we go home that night and Juzzy goes, oh, mate, don't worry about it. You know, and that's what Juzzy's like. So I go home that night, right? Now, once again, method acting.
Yep. Right.
Standing there, and I'm with Storer. So I'm there and I'm getting changed and I pull my dacks down and I'm like this and he goes, what's that? And I go, oh yeah, look, you know, I go all right. And he goes, no, that blue thing on you. I go, and I'm standing there like a raped ape. I'm going, oh Jesus, it's listen, that's dye coming from your pants. He goes, oh, really? Oh, okay. No worries. I'm going, oh, he knows. I'm in trouble here. What am I going to do? You know, the gag's up. So I've got blue hands. I've got blue on me, my thigh. I can't do this. Anyway, we go that night to the camp, all having fun. I'm at the back. I'm going, this is my night. So it finished. You, Scotty, and Storm. Right.
No, Storer. Absolutely Storer.
Because, yeah, you're coming at me. I said, boys. No, stop. I'm going to get you a Crown Lager. And at that stage, I'd suddenly realised what you do is you put it into dark bottles, not clear glasses, and thinking it's going to go blue automatically.
Yep.
And so I've gone to the bar, and you guys going, yeah, so you should, Butts. About time you bought a beer, you know. Yeah, and I'm going, don't realise. So I've gone to the bar, and I've ordered the 3 crownies, and I'm tipping it. That's when Rhino was next to me. He goes, what are you doing? I go, yeah, just watch this, mate. Yeah. And I'm tipping it in. He goes, what are you doing? I go, it's all right, mate. It's all right. You watch this. I've gone up and I've handed it to you, but I said, there you go. Enjoy. All right. I've gone back to the bar, right? No joke. I am there in fits of laughter. And all I hear is, what the fuck is that on your face? Oh my God. What's going on? And I am starting to go into convulsions with laughter. And Rhino is in laughter. And all we see is you disperse. And Scotty's left there, got blue on his face. He's going, oh, what's going on? Never seen anything like it. And for the rest of the night, I thought I was king. Not Wayne.
You were king. You got us. You got us and got us well. And I remember that because Rhino. I don't know, because Rhino was with me at the time, and he goes, "What's wrong with your mouth?" And I was confident, like I was having a beer, and I was going, "I know nothing's wrong with my mouth." I was actually somehow confident. I go, "Nothing. I have not hit my mouth. Nothing." It's all blue, mate. I went, "Really?" And I look across, and I see Storer going, like this are going, fuck, something's going on. We're diseased. We've caught something. There's some disease. There's something going around the area. So we're running the dunnies going, fuck, what's happening? Something's got us. And we're looking at each other going, are you all right? You feel okay? Yep. And then a minute later, bang, the toilet door opens and Scotty's coming and goes, what the fuck is this? And the three of us from the dunnies trying to wash our mouths out. It's not coming, like your hands. It's not coming out. We're going, shit. And I was shattered. So I think it would have been a single bloke. I'm thinking, well, there's my night stuffed in Byron Bay, you bastards. And anyway, that was...
The whole night, people are high-fiving me. I don't think a premiership would have got me to that height. I don't think any of them would have got me to that height. I thought I was king.
You were, and you were.
It was fantastic. That. No, it was really good.
You earned that. I think, I'm not sure Norm Nugent wrote about it in the... but
no doubt.
Forever then, that changed the way we drank beer. From that moment on, for the next 15 years.
Oh, it was fun.
We would, every time from that point on, someone would get a beer, it'd always be a dark savvy, they'd your finger in just to double check. And mate, and Gears will throw some photos up, just some back to back. So the amount of blokes have been done by that gag over time.
Oh, but that night when Storza saw my, I'm thinking, I'm done. I was standing there and I'm going, the gag's up. And he just didn't click. And he was one of the recipients. So it was great.
So tell me, what have you done pre-interview here to your leg? What have you done tonight? So you've just gone and rubbed some blue food dye on your leg for the story, for your method acting.
That's exactly how it was too.
Nice of you to find a way to pull your pants up this time too. We didn't have to see jocks. That was awesome. But look, what goes around comes around, though, Butts. And it was your 50th game. I went and looked this up in the record as well, against St. Bede's Mentone. And obviously, when it's your 50th game, you are the person of focus. Storm was runner that day. Do you remember that day?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And it was interesting how he wanted me to speak and do all these things. I'm going, what the freaking hell is he going on about? And I suddenly realised that he'd returned the favour, put it that way. So,
During the match.
Yeah, it was great.
During the match. So you've come into the 3/4 time huddle and you make the speech of the team and they're all engaged, weren't they? The whole team's really hanging on every word you're saying.
Yeah, they were. And they were looking at my lips. There's no doubts about it.
And then you went back to full forward last quarter. Your opponent?
Sorry?
Your opponent. You went up, run next to it, back to your opponent, and he's had a look at you and said, hey, mate, what's going on in your mouth there?
Yeah. I'm going, oh, shit. Bastards.
Because I think you made the comment on the day that Storer had never been so kind to you. He ran a lot of water at you.
Oh, did he what? He was amazing. You'd like to have him in the trenches until you know what he does to you. Right. Hey?
Oh, fantastic. Oh, mate, they were good times in Byron Bay, weren't they?
Yeah. They certainly were, yeah.
Yeah. And you're a big fan of the bakery too, from memory, after hours.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoy a cream puff or cream pie or whatever it is. I do. Once you have a couple, you tend to stuff your face and you bastards.
So it's been mentioned in a couple of episodes, but for those who haven't seen it, it was all about you tonight. But I think it was Geary. I think Harry might have been there as well, and myself. And we walked in to get ourselves a late night pie at 3 a.m, and there you were. Butsy's going to have a cream pie, like you're third personing yourself on your own in a bakery.
Yeah, it was a bit of a nightmare, mate, just quietly. Anyway, I like to think I've sorted myself out these days, but I did enjoy the sort of eatery after having a big night out. So
yeah.
If I'm going to encourage myself, I may as well.
Well, you probably didn't throw up the next day, so it was probably part of the whole cure of making yourself feel good the next day. So very smart. Mate, come back to the club, the team. Who are some of the standout characters that you love being around in your days at the footy club?
Yeah. You know what? The whole team itself was great. Scotty didn't shut up, still doesn't. Yourself, honestly, yeah, it was just enjoyable overall. Just catching up with everyone. You'd come up before the game, you'd have the cabaret. That was great. Just
Amazing the talent the bloke's got to be able to sing and dance like that, isn't it?
oh, fantastic. But yeah, everyone that come to that club just had a different personality, and you just engaged in it, didn't you? Like, Terry Lucas, Jesus Christ.
Tell me about Terry.
I've never met a bloke that can get people together. So his skills at getting people together and are unbelievable, yeah. So there's that. Ivy, who else? Oh, Rhino. Yeah. So yeah, I fitted in well, and I loved embracing everyone and having a good time. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And you were one of two key pillars up forward. So we mentioned Cougs a few times on the way through, but you two were unbelievable together. So playing alongside Cougar must have been a pretty enjoyable thing.
Oh, fabulous. I've never met a bloke that's so dominant as far as the marking. His leading and marking was just probably the best I've seen. And he's kicking for goal. He never missed. So he just had that element that you knew if you got him the ball, he was kicking a goal. So, and if you knew you had it out in front of him, that was it. It's done. It's, let's move to the centre and go to the ball up. So, yeah, I think we fed off each other, and it was really good. And I enjoyed the centre half forward position. And yeah, and when you're getting fed by the likes of, Stores, Rhino, yourself, it was just really, really good. Really good football. Really good football.
How did you roll it with someone I actually don't know the answer to, but how did you roll it with you at centre forward, Cougar at full forward? Did you mix around? Did you say, I'll take this? How did you do that?
Yeah, we did a bit. I think that was later on. I think earlier on, I was centre forward, he was full forward. Yep. But then I think later on, we mixed it a bit, and I'd go to full forward and all that type of thing. But no, we really worked well together, I thought. And we knew each other's areas, and we stayed out or went in, and yeah, so that was really, really good.
Yeah, excellent, mate. Excellent. So, Buttsy, interesting question for you, a bit of a pensive one, but what would you do the same, and what would you do different?
I'd probably be a bit more committed than what I was if I was to change things. I don't think I was that committed. I mean, the likes of Terry, when you got Terry down there, who's so passionate and all that type of thing, and you're not that passionate about it. I was relying on my skills, probably more so than anything, and I didn't really apply myself, and I used too many excuses. So that's probably one thing that I changed, but I like to think that when I was out there, I could be relied upon. So yeah, probably, applying a bit more to myself and to the team is probably what I would do.
Yeah, but I reckon you're selling yourself fairly a long way short actually there, because
no, not at all. No, I honestly didn't go down training often and all that type of thing. I was more in the party mode. But
and mate, not many people, because and probably the fact you didn't go to training, you probably didn't realise that no one else did either. So that's all right. But what would you do the same, mate? What would you do the same? What do you look back on proudly?
You basically do the same. Like I honestly believe we had so much fun together. Everyone has become good mates, and you wouldn't change it, really, would you? So I don't think I'd basically do the same. I wouldn't do anything differently. It's so much fun, and you guys were a group of friends that come after my school friends. So I'd grown apart from the school friends. You guys were the next installment in my life. So that's fabulous as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you're involved. So you're involved in a major incident that happened, or a major moment that happened in the Paran Club at any time, and you're a goal umpire at this stage.
Sugar.
Yeah.
Jeez,
So,
you've got me.
No, this will come back to you real quick. So we're playing against St. Kevin's. That there in front. Howie's playing now full forward because you're not playing for whatever reason. Yep. Now he comes.
You mentioned
along.
Howie. Okay. Yeah.
He's taken a mark. His fullback has dropped off. He's lying on the ground. Howie's running in. We are 4 points down at this time, Butts. 4 points down with a minute to go in the game. Howie's got the mark. He's running into an open goal. You are the goal umpire standing there at the time. Do you remember what happened next?
You've got me. You've got me.
You're joking me.
No, I'm not.
Not when Howie kicked the ball.
Did you kick it up or something?
On the full. You ran
That's
across.
right. Yeah. You've got me now. Yep. Yes.
So you're the goal umpire at the time when we're about to win the game, critical game of the year. And he's somehow from that far out. Did you want me to
pay a goal?
No, you've had to pay what you had to pay, mate. You can't cheat. Not for this one anyway. And he's kicked it from 10 centimetres out.
Yeah, I do now. Yep.
You got it? You together? I should have preempted you this one maybe. But.
Yeah, you probably should have. Yes, and it went, and I've gone, what the fuck? How did you do that? Yes, I do remember.
And so he's then run across, taken the mark, and he's run around a bloke and then kicked the goal. But meanwhile, while he's done that, you're standing over the going on the full in your white coat. You've gone, and fair enough it was, because that's exactly what had happened. And you're going, fuck, what has happened there? He kicked 5, he was going for his 6th. We were going to win the game. And somebody did it. I thought that'd go better, to be honest. Gary might edit that one out, eh?
Oh, shit. Really?
You remember the moment?
Yeah, I do now. Mate, you should have.
Yeah, didn't think of it too. But anyway, yep. No, it's true. But anyway, I was hoping that'd go better because now Howie's probably laughing. That gets mentioned. So he talks about on his Triple M radio. He's that comes up in stories on when he's commentating the footy. All the other blokes ask him about that one. So which is good.
Good old Howie.
Now, what else have we missed here, Butts? What else have we missed going forward? So what else have you wanted to? Because you've got a good memory of your footy career, I reckon. And has anything else come to mind I haven't asked?
No, not at all. That's about it. That's it. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. It was good. It was Tell
me about Justin Geary.
Yeah, Juzzy. He's become a very good friend, loyal, just fabulous, and what are you alluding to now?
Nothing all, mate. Nothing all. He's in charge of edit anyway, so if you're saying, no, because I know he's been a special person in your life through footy. You wouldn't have met him otherwise.
Fabulous, loyal friend. And he had talent too. Like he was a soccer player. Comes into our side and he really added a dimension to our side. So you got to hand it to him. He's very, very skilled in a lot of areas.
Yeah, and for a soccer player, amazingly, unbelievable overhead.
Yeah, he was.
Unbelievable.
He was light on his feet too. So he had a lot going for him. Yeah.
You had a lot going for wow, this is on camera, mate. You just said Justin Geary has got a lot going for him. You never said those words.
He's probably going to cut that and play that a couple of times.
Cut it out and put it on his put it up on his wall. I reckon that's unbelievable. All right, good. Well, that's good, mate. If you haven't got any more major stories, we might wrap it up shortly. Anything else? No?
Not a problem. No, there's nothing else.
All good, mate. All good. Well, mate, Buttsy, you have been a superstar and a gun and the king of our club, mate. You've been talked about as being in the top players that have ever played through the Q days, through the Paran days, has been one of the greats of our club. So when you're talking before, mate, saying, oh, I could have done this better, that better, mate, what you gave to us was nothing short of brilliant. And I'm talking about on field, I'm talking about off field. You're a real character, great person to be around. So you had the good mix of great player, great culture, and that's what this club's all about, mate. And we love having you around.
There's no doubt about that, and thank you. But what you guys gave to me is probably more so and more important. So I'm very lucky to have met you all, experienced what I've experienced, and that's probably more important to me than anything. So I thank you. All right.
Absolutely, mate. And thank you for coming on tonight, because that's exactly what the Club 18 football is all about. Because we wouldn't have met, you wouldn't have met so many other mates and all these different things. And everyone who watches this video series all says, well, I wouldn't have met these people if it hadn't been for this footy club. So we owe the club a lot, and that's brought all of us together to have such great times, hasn't it?
No, it's fantastic. So
yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, mate. Thank you for doing this. Buttsy, you are a Club 18 legend, mate. So thank you very much for being on here tonight. And we'll sign off there, team. So thanks very much. Thanks very much for watching this year. It will probably be the last one for the year. We'll have a chat about whether it comes back next year. We'll see what happens. But in the meantime, we'll be sending an invitation out for the first Friday night of next season. We all get together and have a bit of fun together. So the Skinny Dogs, so get there, be there, do that, because all these sort of stories are great fun. So Buttsy, again, thank you. And see you soon, team.